Something odd floated in the sea, with Shayla's run voiceover urging escape. Percy jolted awake, realizing it was just a dream. The car was parked beside the cabin, with Mum wiping tears, possibly recalling the past. Though small, the cabin felt like a warm fortress. Percy was spilling all the bizarre things happening to him until he mentioned almost getting flattened by Bat Grandma, which finally urged Mum to spill the beans. Turns out the drunk wasn't Percy's dad. His real father is an alien. This cabin is where they met, like a rom-com start. As Percy was about to ask about his real father, a knock sounded, and in came Grover, his school bully. Surprisingly, Grover's feet turned to sheepskin. He seemed more nervous than Percy, like a cornered dog. One. Grover urged like he had just chugged a Red Bull, until they finally hit the road. Grover finally spilled the beans. He's a half-sheep hybrid known as the Goat Boy, and he's on a mission to protect Percy. His safety is the top priority. Grover panicked. That Grandma's appearance signaled that some serious evil was hot on their trail. In the midst of their chatter, a bolt of lightning zipped overhead, and in came Minotaur, huffing and puffing like he'd just hit the gym too hard. Mom slammed the gas pedal, making the dramatic getaway while Minotaur was sent flying by an oncoming car. It was total monster mayhem. Luckily, they weren't seriously hurt and kept fleeing. By the way, if you're looking for a partner, try handshake. Subtitle: Grover told everyone they were not far from the safety zone, but unfortunately, they had to part ways. Just then, the Minotaur came sniffing around, and Mum frantically grabbed Percy's jacket as if they were in a high-stakes escape. She shook the jacket like it was a magic wand to lure the Minotaur, reaching out weakly, a classic Mum's love is enduring moment. Before Mom spoke, she turned to Ash, leaving Percy furious. Then his pen turned into a lightsaber. The Minotaur spotted Percy and charged, sending him flying in an epic clash. Subtitles: With a thunderous roar, the Minotaur seized a boulder, and Percy deftly leaped onto its back like a skilled ninja. The Minotaur spun like a whirling dervish, but Percy held on like a rodeo champ, not budging an inch. At the critical moment, Percy plucked off the broken leg and jabbed it down, making the monster vanish like a magic trick. When he awoke again, dark figures surrounded him, along with a strange creature, a magical horse named Chiron, the gatekeeper of the safety zone. There are stores of gods and humans hooking up to make a bunch of kids, who end up here for protection, kind of like a mythological welfare center. The barriers here are like top secret doors, keeping all the kids inside while keeping humans and demons at bay. The 12 gods have their homes here, allowing all the kids to live worry-free. But poor Percy still had no clue who his real dad was, so Chiron decided to take him to the home of the travel. The travel god wasn't just chill, he had a parenting method that was top-notch, housing all the unclaimed kids here for now. Percy felt awkward, realizing his Minotaur kill marked the start of a party here. The curly-haired girl intentionally picked a fight, pushing Percy down. She's Creaser, War God's daughter, and distrust him. How could this skinny guy ever defeat the Minotaur? Creaser coughed. After Creaser left, Luke laid down the rules for Percy, saying that simply having divine blood won't cut it. You have to earn respect through glory. There are many ways to score glory, like archery, but Percy clearly wasn't cut out for that. Or take blacksmithing. For instance, Percy was completely helpless at it as well. The vibe here was making Percy's mood pretty gloomy, especially with Creaser constantly harassing him, even shoving him into the restroom. Suddenly, a geyser shot up, blasting the trio out of the gloomy rain. Percy just stared blankly at the ruined wall. A short girl quietly observed all this. Her name was Annabelle, the travel god's daughter, and Luke says she knew Creaser's plot, but chose to stay out of it, curious to see if Percy could save himself. Turns out, this mystic site hosts the annual flag capture. The red and blue teams were stationed on either bank of the river, and whoever snagged the other's flag wins. Percy and Luke were on the blue team, while Creaser was with the reds. When the match kicked off, Annabelle pulled Percy away from the team. No matter how much he asked, she remained tight-lipped. As the horn bled, fierce combat commenced, each side equally matched, neither willing to back down. Watching Annabelle vanish in an instant, Percy stood there dumbfounded while the sounds of battle erupted nearby. Out of nowhere, some figures emerged. It was Creaser and her gang, who always caused him trouble. Percy frantically grabbed a sword and shield, but they couldn't hold back this princess onslaught. It looked like he was about to get shot. At this moment, Luke stuck the captured flag into the maze. The blue team cheered loudly. Creaser left angrily, and Percy breathed a sigh of relief. Annabelle suddenly appeared, having secretly aided Percy to distract Fuzz while she stole the flag. She yanked Percy along, but unexpectedly shoved him into the water as he prepared to curse. He realized it was actually the blue team's way of celebrating. Out of nowhere, miracles happened as Percy's wounds healed instantly, and a shiny trident appeared above it. Everyone was blown away by this turn of events. Percy's father was none other than Poseidon, the sea god. Children claimed by the gods all get their own special houses, and Percy finally figured out who his dad was, a powerful deity straight out. But before he could rejoice much, Chiron assigned him a hefty task to retrieve his lost lightning bolt from the underworld. This lightning bolt was allegedly stolen by Poseidon, and Percy obviously wasn't keen on the idea. He felt trapped. After all, divine disputes were above his pay grade, especially since he was just a mere kid with no power to fight back. Just at that moment, his good friend Grover suddenly burst in with some shocking news. "Percy, your mom is still alive." It turned out that when the Minotaur killed her, she turned to ash, but in a very non-standard way. It was the gods who saved her. Percy was shocked by this revelation, which Grover happened to overhear. Whether it was to save the world or retrieve his mom, it seemed Percy needed to make peace. By the way, don't forget, if you like this story, remember to subscribe to our channel.